Kouri Richins' attorney asks the court to take Summit County prosecutors off her case. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Katie, and this is where we discuss true crime, politics, and current affairs. If you are a returning viewer, have you subscribed? Clearly you like my content if you keep coming back for more. And as you've seen from the thumbnail and the introduction, we are continuing with the coverage of the Kouri Richins case, the case that just keeps on giving. And this was on the 17th of May 2024. Attorneys for Kouri Richins, the woman accused of fatally poisoning her husband Eric, asked the court to disqualify the team of prosecutors from continuing to work on the case. This is from KSL.com. Kouri's attorneys allege that Summit County Chief Prosecutor Brad Bloodworth has been improperly using communications between Kouri and her attorneys, which the attorneys say should be considered private under client-attorney privilege, while preparing the case against Richins. They ask in a motion to the court for all prosecutors to be dismissed, but specifically Chief Prosecutor Brad Bloodworth. This request comes just 2 days after a preliminary hearing was delayed when attorney Sky Lazaro announced her intentions to object to all 18 exhibits brought by prosecutors. The preliminary hearing is where the judge rules on whether the case should move forward or not. Kouri is charged with aggravated murder and attempted aggravated murder, 2 counts of distribution of a controlled substance, 2 counts of insurance fraud, and 2 counts of mortgage fraud, and 3 counts of forgery. Charging documents allege that Kouri poisoned her husband Eric, and a toxicology report showed he died with 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl in his system. At the hearing, though, Bloodworth said he was not prepared to argue about whether the exhibits his team had prepared were admissible. He said prosecutors had no advance warning to the defence's opposition to the evidence. District Court Judge Richard Mrazek, we are all Mrazek fans here, said he would try to reschedule the hearing as quickly as possible because Kouri remains incarcerated. The new preliminary hearing has been scheduled for June the 18th through to June the 20th. Sky Lazaro, Kouri's attorney, in a court filing alleges that prosecutors had recordings of privileged calls and restricted Richins' ability to communicate with her attorney, hindering her right to effective counsel. Sky Lazaro said her team discovered the jail had been recording phone calls with one of Richins' attorneys and brought that up with prosecutors back in December 2023. Did you know this has been happening? Ramsey is clearly an attorney of record in the criminal case and the Division of Child and Family Services case, so I am concerned, according to an email. Bloodworth said the attorney had not registered for or used an app that prevents calls from attorneys to clients from being recorded. So those calls were recorded just like other calls, Sky Lazaro noted in the motion, saying that Bloodworth admitted to listening to at least a portion of the calls since May 2023. In an email attached to Sky Lazaro's motion, Bloodworth said the attorney deliberately refused to use the app. Ramsey knows that in refusing to use the app, the state maintains recordings of their calls. Accordingly, it seems that Ramsey consented to the state maintaining the recordings. Moreover, the state has transparently been providing these recordings in discovery for nearly 6 months, according to his email. Sky Lazaro said that Kouri and her attorneys believed the calls were privileged and it is universally understood and accepted that regardless of whether the app is downloaded, their calls with clients are still confidential. And we all remember the walk the dog letter. Yeah, that was painful. They then reference this, and they say that the jail went through those documents incorrectly. Let's just put it that way. Because apparently they were clearly marked as attorney-client privilege, and that the officer had spent several minutes looking at every page, during which defence counsel repeatedly told him he could not read them and was violating their client's constitutional rights, according to this motion. Skye said the officer left and returned with his captain and Bloodworth, and then she was intensely interrogated about these letters. She said Bloodworth asked the officer if he was sure to look at every page to see if it was legal material. Lazzaro contends that Bloodworth, the officer, and his captain were violating Kouri's constitutional right to effective counsel. They said that unless it was a legal document, Richins could not give it to her attorney, according to Lazzaro. She said that removing Bloodworth from the case is necessary to rectify the violation and to preserve the integrity of the judicial process. In a second motion, Lazzaro asked the court to suppress the walk the dog letter, saying it was improperly seized. We already know this. She argued, as she has previously in the case, that it should not have been filed publicly with the court. Prosecutors originally said the letter asked Richins' mother and brother to give false testimony at her trial. Lazzaro said the court has ruled that it was attorney-client communication, and she asked for it to be removed from the court documents. She said it is a fictional manuscript and that prosecutors have since agreed. The document was originally filed with a motion asking the court to prohibit Richins from contacting her family, which was denied by the judge back in November. Prosecutors, as of publication and as of today, have not yet responded to either of the motions being filed. Yeah, when judge denied that it was... No, the judge denied the no contact order. That was when Judge Mrazek kind of told both parties, the defence and the prosecution, to basically behave themselves and do their jobs and get on with it. Because I think he was a little bit sick of the toing and froing between the opposing counsels. But I have previous videos regarding that. So basically, Skye Lazzaro has come back again asking for the prosecution to be removed because of alleged attorney-client privilege violations. We'll see. I doubt it. But you never know with the Kouri Richins case. That's all we've got for this one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. It's all free. All helps the channel to grow. Come follow me on Facebook where we continue the discussion. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.